Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm Jaquan,
I'm Jasmine.
and welcome to the Film Spill.
So today, guys, we're going to be reviewing Lost in Space. This is a sci-fi series, and here is the summary. 30 years in the future, the Robinson family has been chosen to start a new life in a space colony. On the way to what they believe will be a better world, their ship is abruptly thrown off course and they are thrown into a dangerous alien environment. Now, light years from their original destination, they must forge new alliances and work together to survive.
Yeah, this was definitely an interesting show. I feel like we were in the middle of this sci-fi frenzy when we started watching this show. We were just watching so many things that were kind of like space related and, like I said, just sci-fi related. And this was definitely one of the shows that we ended up picking. So the rate I'm gonna give this show is gonna be a 2. Let's get into my pros and my cons. So very first pro, I like the sci-fi style of this show. The Robinson family was really, really smart and resourceful. All of the alien robots were just really strong. Will and his robot had this really, really special bond together. Don was cool. You know, they always have a character that's like comedic relief, I guess you can say. The Sar robot was a beast. This dude came back so many times. Will's robot beating Sar, that was really cool to see. When the Robinsons used a lightning surge to light the Jupiter back into space, that was actually really clever. The parasite that destroyed metal, that was crazy. Adler killing Sar, one of the first times. When Maureen freezes the robots, well, that was really cool because to me, honestly, that was probably like my favorite part of the show. When she froze all those robots, they were basically on the ship trying to attack them. That was cool. Judy reconnecting with her long lost father, Grant Kelly, finding out that they could reprogram the robots, which they used to fight Sar's army. When they finally defeated Sar and his army, and then they begin life anew on Alpha Centauri. That was cool. Cons. I just didn't like how much Penny was kind of left out of the show. I feel like out of all of the Robinsons, she was just kind of like this. Like, I wouldn't say she wasn't as smart, but it wasn't really using her in that aspect, you know? I feel like a lot of her stuff was centered around romance and relationships and, you know, teenage girls, stuff like that. They always kept getting into stuff. It was just so many different, you know, trials and challenges that they were getting into. I definitely was really lost at times with the show. As we got deeper into the series, I was kind of confused of what was kind of going on. Dr. Smith stayed sabotaging things. Will making his robot walk off of a cliff early on in the series was crazy. I didn't care for the command of the ship, Hastings. Finding out Maureen lied to get Will on the Resolute, which I understood why she did that, because, you know what I'm saying, she's trying to, you know, make sure her kids are all together. But she ended up also, you know, possibly jeopardizing them in the process. Adler sacrificing himself to save Scarecrow, and Will Robot sacrificing himself to save Will. Even though, once again, that was real noble of him, it was just kind of sad because it was like, this dude, without that robot, they would have lost so many battles, you know, and throughout the series. So it was just sad to kind of see him go. Overall, it was definitely an interesting series. I would recommend it, but I would definitely say it's very slow. So yeah.
Okay, guys, I give this series a 3 out of 5. I like the whole futuristic aspect of this show, how they were like living in space and how they crashed, you know, on an alien planet and stuff like that. Will befriending a robot was kind of crazy because it's like, who's really about to do that? I like Don's character, because I feel like he offered like comedic relief and he proved to be like very loyal to the Robinson family. Dr. Smith definitely got on my nerves really, really bad. She was this criminal who she was always sabotaging plans, and it was just really annoying. But I know they have to write characters like that, but she really got on my nerves. The fight between the two robots was crazy, but I like how they was doing like the colors like blue good, red bad. I like that whole thing. I like how in season 2 they were on like the oceanic planet. It was interesting them finding out about Scarecrow, how he was piloting the Resolute. The alien robot army was really scary. I'm like, how they gonna get out of this? The parents having to send their kids on a spaceship without them had to be so hard, because as a parent, I couldn't even imagine having to be separated from my kids, even if it was for the greater good, because it's like you don't know what they're about to experience without you. Like you were saying in season 3, Judy finding her biological father was kind of cool. I can't imagine how she felt because she thought he was dead like her whole life, but he ended up helping her and the kids and stuff, and that was really cool. So overall, I think this was a pretty good series. I give it a 3.
Yeah, just like always, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment. You guys have a good one.